It's a long time since 1964, 46 years to be exact. The Ballydesmond GA Club was founded. And Ballydesmond has come a long way since then. The beautiful facilities here tonight, the floodlighting, winning the Duhala title 3 years ago after a lapse of 21 years, and the jewel in the crown, bringing Sam Maguire back tonight, Donnacha O'Connor. Welcome to all the Cork team, and especially Donnacha. And years ago, when the Ballydesmond Club was founded, Donnacha's grandfather, Glenn Connor and Dr. Sill, all his lads played with Ballydesmond. The Connor brothers were synonymous with football in Ballydesmond, winning the seven-a-side brothers in the early 70s. And Donnacha's his two uncles, Noel, Andy, and his father Dan, they had the wisdom and the foresight, even though they came from the Kerry side of the border, to marry 3 Cork women. And Donnacha, on the other side, John D. Murphy, games were played in John Dee's field above in Glencollins back in the 60s, and it was only natural on both sides. Donnacha's pedigree is strong, and I'm sure all Street Locra, all Ballydesmond were more than delighted when Donnacha was the turning man with the 2 points against Limerick in the Gaelic grounds. His penalty was vital against Dublin, and his second half display, I think, deserves him an all-star. So our first speaker this evening, a man who joined the Ballydesmond Club in 1975, 45 years ago, has done Trojan work since he joined the club, an outstanding ambassador for Ballydesmond, an outstanding ambassador for Duhala, Billy Lane.
Reverend Fathers, and of course the players who made this possible. I also want to welcome the officers of the Cork County Board and the Duhala Board. Without saying, the dream of every club is to have a player on an All-Ireland winning team, especially small clubs. But for Ballydesmond, this year, it was a reality. Now, back in 64, as Johnny said, and 65, the first social that was held by Ballydesmond, our local priest, Father Brown, he said every beginning is weak, but one day a man will play and talk part from this club. Which he did, and he doesn't need any introduction. He's representing Ballydesmond and Cork, our own Donnacha O'Connor. I'll now hand you back to our MC, Sonny Wilson. Thank you very much.
Billy, outstanding president, and of course Ballydesmond, the dividing line between Cork and Kerry is just behind your back, the Blackwater, and it's great to see so many Cork people, so many Kerry people intermingling together, and sport is a great bring together and camaraderie. And I'll call on now the chairman of Ballydesmond Club, Danny O'Connor.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Ballydesmond GA Club, I'd like to welcome the first man ever to win an All-Ireland Senior Medal for the club, Donnacha O'Connor, his teammates and mentors, back to the parish for his night of celebration tonight. And I hope it's going to be one of the great nights in Ballydesmond, and I know it's going to be, and I hope we celebrate to the early hours of the morning or the early hours of next week. And with that now, I'll hand you back to your MC for the night, Johnny Walsh.
Thanks, Eddie. So, have we a representative from the Duhala board that made it? Sean McAuliffe or Tom Dennehy? Sean McAuliffe Tom Denny, Tom, Secretary of the Hella Board. Big round of applause for Tom.
This is a very special night, a historic night for Ballydesmond. We welcome back Sam here tonight. You know, I think it takes a special breed of people to live along the Cork-Kerry border. When you consider what you've had to endure over the last 3 years, beaten by Kerry in 2007, losing to replay in the Ireland semi-final, and just last year to have to endure that pain. But I suppose it's all in the climb, and we think about what the Cork players had to endure in order to win this All-Ireland. You know, I think the hardship they endured bonded them together and made a very special team out of them. So I think when you win that cup, you know, the joy it becomes unbound really. You know, we saw the Hancock Park All-Ireland Day, the joy that they experienced having eventually won this cup. So it was worth the torture and the pain that they had to endure. So I'll give them this fantastic Cork team a big hand, please. And I think as Cork supporters, you're very special the way you got behind this team. You really endeared them to your hearts, and everybody was delighted that they eventually got their reward. You know, Donachie is a very special lad. You know, he's such a gentleman and a great ambassador for our game. And we're looking to do on the board to have him going around to all the schools for the last 2 years, and all the great work that he's been done. I'm sure the rewards will be reaped at a later stage. And I got several letters from teachers and from parents complimenting him the way that he has, the way that he comes across, the way he teaches them how to play the game, and especially very, very good with the weak person. So Donachie is very special, and the way he played in the All-Ireland, the way he has played down through the years. But it was great to see him eventually bring the All-Ireland medal and bringing the cup back here to Ballydesmond. So well done to Donachie. We were all very proud, very, very proud that day last September in Croke Park. It was a great day for Dohallow when we think of the contribution that Donachie made, and also to Aidan, the way they played. There were 72 points of the outstanding, 2 great contenders for the match award, and it was amazing that Aidan didn't get that reward on the day, but the important thing is that we brought home Sam. But we must also give credit to Gerard O'Sullivan for the contribution he has made. Absolutely wonderful. He has given 7 years now, and I suppose there's no man who has plucked more wells in Croke Park than Gerard. So Gerard is a very important link in this chain and bringing back this cup here to Ballydesmond tonight. So well done to Gerard as well. And you know, it could have been a great day in Croke Park if we had brought home the minor as well. So we must remember the contribution made by Jerome Welsh also, the man from Duhallow who was selected with the Cork minor team, and also to Janice Fitzgerald, who was captain of the team. So well done to those as well. So I know Conor Coonan is here tonight, and I suppose being manager of an All-Ireland team is something very special, but it couldn't happen to a greater gentleman than Conor. And I know that he's a Cullinan just down the road, and his mother hails from Wheeling, so we'll take credit too for Conor for his contribution, and he came from Duhallow as well, so well done to Conor as well. So I won't delay much longer, so I'm sorry for taking so long, but I'd like to welcome all the other Cork footballers as well. You know, they're great ambassadors, the way they go around, and you know, it's going to be a fantastic you're into a great year. So we'll continue until Christmas at least anyway. So well done to all the lads, and well done. Thank you all for coming here tonight. It's going to be a fantastic night for Ballydesmond, and a fantastic night to be here. Good evening, Mahagir.
Jonathan did outstanding work on the field, but behind every great man, they say, is an exhausted woman. Behind every great team is an outstanding trainer. Put your hands together all the way from Mahada for Conor Coonan.
Ladies and gentlemen, First of all, I'd like to thank the club tonight for the wonderful reception, and obviously the tremendous turnout here tonight. I suppose, you know, coming through from East Cork down into Mallow this evening, you could obviously see the red and white going, and you could signify the importance of football in this area. And you know, to think that Duhallow made such a marvellous contribution. I think as people said that Sunday in September in Croke Park, you know, to have our minors there with Jerome Welch and Daniel Fitzgerald involved in that. And then I suppose, you know, on the senior side, obviously we had Aidan Welsh, you know, and I don't think I need to be introducing Aidan Welsh at all. Aidan Welsh does his talking on the field, and you know, I think that day he was something special. But I suppose tonight is very much about your own man, Donica. I suppose a guy who's been around a long time, you know, and like a lot of these players has taken a lot of knocks, and you know, it would have been very easy to lie down, throw your hat and give up. But you know, I've seen enough in that man over the last number of years to know that that will never be the case with him. And you know, his performance in the final was truly exceptional, and you know, without it we wouldn't have got across the line. So I'm delighted for him on a personal level. And I want to once again thank you all for the tremendous reception tonight. I know it's 20 years, and I'm looking down there tonight and I see a man that stood with me 20 years ago, Danny Cullity, so hopefully it won't be another 20 years. Thank you very much.
A very important part of Connor's background team as well was Jerry O'Sullivan, outstanding selector and tactician.